Hi, little friends. Nice to see you once again.
Hello there.
I am Miss Eto.
And I'm Mr. Mike.
And today we are going to read you a short story about a little boy. დღეს ჩვენ უნდა წაგიკითხოთ პატარა ზღაპარი, პატარა მოთხრობა ბიჭზე. But at first we should learn some new words that will be useful to understand the story. So let's start.
So our first word is poor. Poor. When we have little money, we are poor.
Poor, غريبي.
And then forest. This is a place with lots of trees and animals. Forest.
Forest, ტყე.
And then castle. This is a big building with high walls and towers. A castle.
Castle, სასახლე ან ციხესიმაგრე.
And then we have knock.
Knock, knock, knock.
This is what you do before you enter somewhere. You make a noise to make people know you want to enter. Knock.
Knock. Kakuni. Knock, knock, knock.
And then we have huge. Huge. This is something that is very big. It is huge.
Huge. ძალიან დიდი.
And then tiny. Tiny. This is something that is very small. It's tiny.
Tiny. ძალიან პატარა.
And then we have giant. Giant. This is a big, very big imaginary human. A huge giant.
Yes, so we combine two words. Giant. Goliathi.
And then we have cage. Cage. This is somewhere that birds and animals can stay. It's a cage.
Cage. Gallia.
And now we have my favorite word here, fairy. Fairy. This is a very small, tiny, imaginary creature with wings. A fairy.
Fairy. Peria.
And then we have coin. Coin. This is metal money. A coin.
Coin არის მონეტა. ფულის ერთეული მონეტა. So, I think it's time to
Story
start.
time. Once upon a time, a poor boy Sam lived on a farm with his family. One day, Sam walked into the forest to get some wood. There was a castle next to the forest. Sam wanted to see what was in that castle, so he walked inside. He knocked, knock, knock,
Knock,
knock,
knock.
on the door, but nobody answered him. He called,
Is anybody there? There, there, there.
but again, nobody answered him. Sam looked out of the window. He could see a huge tree outside. Sam climbed up the tree, and at the top of the tree, there was a beautiful garden.
And we can see this garden.
Sam entered and saw a tiny fairy flying in the cage.
Please, please, help me, she whispered. A giant caught me, she cried.
Sam was a brave boy. He opened the cage, climbed down the huge tree, and chopped it down. Chop, chop, chop. So Sam saved the tiny fairy, and she thanked him, and she flew away.
you very much.
Home, his family was so happy because while Sam was out, somebody had brought them a big jar full of golden coins. Sam said it was from the tiny fairy. This is how she thanked him. The end.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. It was very interesting story. And did you pay attention that all of the verbs were used in the past? Let's look through them. Sam lived with his family on a farm. Lived. ცხოვრობდა. წინა გაკვეთილზე ჩვენ ვისწავლეთ უკვე წესიერი ზმნების წარმოებას წარსულ მარტივ დროში. Lived. He climbed up the tree. ავიდა ხეზე. Climbed up the tree. Sam opened the cage. Opened the cage. Sema გააღო გალია. He saved a tiny fairy. He saved. Man გადაარჩინა პატარა საყვარელი ფერია. Saved. Lived, climbed, opened, and saved. So all of these verbs are regular and we just added ed. But today we will learn how to form past simple in questions and negative forms. And for this we need the auxiliary verb did. Did, D-I-D, and did not. Did not. And you know what? The short form for did not is didn't. Yes, the short form. Didn't. So, where did Sam live? Where did Sam live? Let's read the question. Where sat did Sam live? Pay attention that after did we do not use ed. So we do not say where did Sam lived. We say where did Sam live? And the answer is he. Where did he live, Mr. Mike?
He lived with his family on a farm.
He lived on a farm. ესე იგი კიდევ ერთხელ მივაქციოთ ყურადღება, რომ კითხვის დროს ვიყენებთ აუცილებლად დამხმარე ზნადიც, მაგრამ მის მერე id-ის დაბოლოება არ არის. პასუხის დროს კი აუცილებლად უნდა დავამატოთ ed. He lived on a farm. So, and now let's answer using the short form. I ask you, Mr. Mike, did he live on a farm?
Yes, he did.
So we write only yes, and he did. And did he live in a jungle?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. So when we answer using the short form, don't say only yes or no. Did he live on a farm? Yes, he did. Or no, he didn't. So one example as well. Did he or Sam save a giant? Giant. Did he save a giant? And question mark. So don't forget that we start with did, then we use the infinitive form of the verb save and not saved. Did he save a giant? And of course, question mark. So let's answer using the short form. Mr. Mike, did he save a giant?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Because, now let's write the long form of the answer. He saved. Who did he save?
He saved a little tiny fairy.
He saved a fairy. Fairy. And full stop. So, in the answer, of course, we use ed. But in the question after did, we do not use ed. We say, did he save? He saved a fairy. Or if you want to answer using the short form, you say, yes, he did, or no, he didn't. Right? Now let's practice.
So, now let's practice using the word did. Fill in the gaps using did. Fill in the gaps using did.
შეავსეთ გამოტოვებული ადგილები did დამხმარე ზნის გამოყენებით.
So, on the first one, where did Sam not live? Sam
Did not live in a city because he lived.
on a farm.
That's right.
So,
And once again, I will tell kids that after did, we use the infinitive. We use the first form of the verb.
so number 2. Sam opened the cage.
We need something. What is it?
That's right. Did Sam open the cage?
And don't forget that at the beginning of the sentence, we use the capital letter because in the middle we can see did is written small letter and here it is written with a capital letter.
And on number 3, the fairy returned to the castle, and it's a question, so...
So what do we need in the question? That's
Did,
right.
that's right.
Did. So our kids are so smart.
They really are, Miss Eto.
Did the fairy return to the castle? And once again, remember that after did we use return and not returned.
And then Sam's family, not want to see the castle. So Sam's family,
In the negative form, we use did not. That's right.
well done.
Did not. And again, the first form, not wanted. Did not want. They did not want.
That's right, Miss Eto. And then the last one, again, it's a question. And it's going at the start of the word, so remember, big. But what word are we going to use? The fairy bring the golden coins to Sam's family.
So, yes, you're right. It is did. Again, did. And after did, we use bring. Did the fairy bring golden coins to Sam's family? And did she bring golden coins to...
She did.
And now, Sam did not live in a city. So we know that Sam didn't live in a city. But where did he live? He
Lived on a farm.
on a farm. That's right. So he did not live in a city. He lived on a farm. როგორც გითხარით, ესე იგი კითხვის დროს, ან უარყოფითობის დროს, ხო, უარყოფითი წინადების დროს, did not live, პასუხის დროს კი უკვე სრული პასუხის დროს, he lived on a farm. And did Sam open the cage? Did Sam open the cage? That's right. Yes,
he did.
That's right. And we can use the short form. Yes, he did. Or, yes, he opened the cage. Did the fairy return to the castle? Did the fairy return to the castle? You kids tell us, and we will write the answer. So, Mr. Mike, did the fairy return to the castle?
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't. No. So in the positive we use yes, he or she did, and in the negative, no, she didn't. And we know, yes, we know how to form the short form. Sam's family did not want to see the castle. Did Sam want to see the castle? Let's write the question. Did Sam want or wanted? Want, not wanted. Did Sam want to see a castle? And question mark. Sam's family did not want to see the castle, but did Sam want to see the castle? And the last one. Did the fairy bring golden coins to Sam's family? Did the fairy bring golden coins to Sam's family? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. That's right.
And now, let's practice on some words.
Okay.
So, write the words for the given pictures. Write the words for the given pictures.
We can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures. და რა უნდა გავაკეთოთ? დაწერეთ მოცემული სურათების შესაბამისი სიტყვები. Okay? Let's do it together. So the first picture is, what is it? What is it? Look at this picture, and it is a castle. That's right. And we write together, a castle. A castle. Number 2. Who is it? Mr. Mike, who is it?
I think I know this one. Is it a giant?
A giant, that's right. A giant. Now kids, look at this picture. What is it? What is it? Galia, როგორ არის ინგლისურად? A cage. That's right. A cage. Perfect. And now you can see 2 circles. One is tiny and one is huge. That's right. So this pink circle is huge. Huge. A yellow one is tiny. And the pink one is huge. That's great. So, what's this? Mr. Mike, what is it?
I think that looks like a coin. Metal money.
Coin. Metal money. And it is a coin. That's right, a coin. Moneta. And now you can see many trees. And where are these trees? They are in the forest. That's right. A forest. So once again, a castle, a giant, a cage, huge, a coin, moneta, and a forest, tqe. And now it's homework time.
So, homework time. Today we have one piece of homework. We're going to fill in the gaps using did. So we're going to fill in the gaps using did.
დღეს საშინაო დავალებად რა გვაქვს? უნდა შევავსოთ გამოტოვებული ადგილები დიდ დამხმარე ზნის გამოყენებით. როგორც ვივარჯიშეთ საკლასო ოთახში. For example, Sam live on a farm. So what do we use in the question? Of course, we use the auxiliary verb did. Did. Don't forget about capital letter. And once again, after did, we use infinitive. We use the first form of the verb.
And don't forget to please send your homework to the address on the screen.
და გთხოვთ გამოგვიგზავნოთ თქვენი საშინაო დავალება ეკრანზე მითითებულ მისამართზე. Bye!
Bye kids, see you next time.